Hi all, I am Pramod Gupta and I welcome you to my YouTube channel Data My Passion. So in this channel, I bring lot of videos related to data science. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so that it will give you notification for all my upcoming videos. And don't forget to share with your friends. It will definitely help them out too. So without any further delay, let's start today's video. So today it's a part 2 video on data frames basic. In my part 1 video, I have already covered few steps in data frames. Okay, so you can go and watch that video. You can find the link in the description of this video. So this is a part 2 video on data frames basic. So let's start. So in my last video, I have already shown you how can you read a CSV data through read underscore CSV method. And this read underscore CSV method have lot of parameters. You can use lot of parameters based upon your need, right? Suppose your data has a header in it, right? So you have, so this is your data, passenger ID and passenger ID, P class, name, sex, age. These are all your header in the data. Suppose you have a data which does not have any header. The file contain only a data, not a header. In that case, if you try to load, if you try to load the data into a data frame using a read underscore CSV method, by default, it will assume that your data has a header, and the first record it will try to treat as a header, and by default it will try to pick up in the header and then do it, right? But if suppose your data does not have a header at all, first record is a data itself. So in that case, you can set a parameter called header as none, and if you do that, it will treat your first record as a not as a header, and it will treat as a data, and it will take the first record as a data and display in this manner. So if I execute the code, you can see your first record is displayed as a record, not as a header. Okay, so that's how a header parameter you can use to ignore the first record as a header. Okay, so this is how you can use a header parameter. I hope that is clear to you. Next one is names. So there is another parameter called name which you can use it. So whenever you try to read a CSV data, and suppose this header, right, this header you want to give as per your name. Suppose your data is having some header but you don't like that header, right? You want to change that header. Say for example, this name you can change it to customer name. Okay, you want to change it to customer name. P class you can change it to passenger class. This home dot destiny, you can clearly write destination as a column name. Survived is given as a column name. You can say target as a column name. All these things you can do. So in order to demo that, I have given, so you have 15 columns, right? So whenever you provide a name, you have to give a list, and in that you can mention all the 15 columns the way I have shown it here. And if I execute that, you can see it has your data, okay, and this is your column name. It is given, supplied, whatever you have supplied in the list, column 1, column 2, column 3 until column 15. So this is how you can use a names as a parameter in read underscore CSV method, and you can supply your column names, right? Okay, now suppose your first record is header. Okay, your first record is header and you don't want to use that record. So this is your header record, but you don't want to read that header record as a header, and you want to read a header whatever you supplied it here. In that case, because your data contain a header, you have to solve in such a way, you have to solve in a particular way, right? So that this header won't be getting into a data, because right now you can see this is your header and this is coming into your data, right? This is not a data. This is not a data, this is a header. So if I want to treat the first record as a header, and I don't want to give that header into my data frame, I want to give my own header, I have to use these two parameter, header and names, together in order to does this work. Okay, so say for example, I don't want to see that header into my data frame, but still my data frame should treat the first line as an header. So that for that purpose I am giving header is equal to 0. It means that my data frame will understand that my header is there in the data and that is present at 0th location. So remember, always remember, Python indexing start from 0. This is your 0th position. Okay, this is your first position. So if I just wanted to show you, this is your 0th position, this is your first position, this is your second position, right? Okay, so so you have to mention header as 0 and names, whatever names you want to give, that's what you have to supply. And if you execute, you can see your column name is given the way you have supplied, and your header record has been not put it into your data. So due to this header is equal to 0, your data frame has understand header is at 0th location. Okay, and it has overwritten actually with this column names, and then you are seeing all the data. This header record has been taken, and instead of putting that header name, it has given a name. Due to names, it has given a column names. So this is two combination you have to use if you want to do in this way. Okay, if you want to, whenever you have a header you want to remove from your data, that is what the way you have to use. So this is a name parameter. Okay, then we have a parameter called index column. Okay, so let me first execute and then show you what does it mean. So now you can see passenger ID. Okay, let me show you in the original data frame. So if I want to show you in the original data frame, here was your original, right? Passenger ID was your first column. Okay, now you want to treat your passenger ID, you want to put your passenger ID as an index. Right now your index is generated or given by data frame 0, 1, 2, 3, but you don't want that index, you want your own index. Passenger ID should be your own index. If you want to do that, you have to use index underscore column parameter, and you have to mention passenger ID as a column name inside a list, and then you can give passenger ID is an index. So this is your index. So 1216 is your index for this data. Okay, so this is your index underscore column parameter. Now n rows. So suppose you have a huge data set. This CSV, right now I have a very small data set, just having 850 records. But suppose you have millions of record in a particular file. That file is around 10 GB file, and you want to just see whether what kind of data it is holding. You want to just see that, or you want to read 100 records or 1,000 records. You can read the only 10 record or 100 record or 1,000 record using a parameter called n rows, and when you mention that, it will just read your 10 record out of 850 record. Okay, if I execute that code, you can see I have read the data into df data frame. I am printing the shape of the data. It is giving you 10 rows, 15 columns. It has just read 10 rows only from a file. Suppose you have a 10 GB file, you want to just read 1,000 records from that file just to do some initial analysis. You can use n rows as a parameter to do that work. Okay, and here I am purposely putting head 20 so that you will know that it will just return you 10 records because we have just read 10 records. Okay, that is your n rows parameter. Now we have another parameter called n values. Okay, so let me execute a code first. There is a parameter called n values. Suppose you have nan, not a number, right? This is your null values, a kind of null values in a SQL, equivalent to null values in a SQL. Now suppose explicitly you want to treat some values as a null values through data frame. Suppose in your original data set, if you see, this is for sibling special, you have 0 as a value, right? Suppose this 0 is null for me, or suppose there is a data called not defined or not available. I want to print that not available as a none value or a null value to my data frame. I want to tell my data frame, okay, treat this value as a null value. Okay, not as a number value. Treat this 0 value as a null value. Then how can you do that? You have to use this na values as is equal to 0. So you are telling your data frame that you have to treat 0 value as a null value or not a number value. So that's what you can see. Initially it was 0, but after this it has become nan, not a number, I mean null value, right? This is how you can, using NA underscore values, you can supply the values, and that value will be treated as null or displayed as NaN for the data frame. Now, a very important functionality or parameter, I would say, skip rows. Okay, suppose your data is little crappy data. I mean, that data is containing some bad record at initial place, or maybe inside a data it's a bad records, like this is a junk data. So your actual data start from 4th position, and this initial 3 lines or position at 0, 1, 2, 0 position, 1 position and 2 position is having junk data, and you don't want to take that data into your data frame while reading. Okay, you can achieve that using skip rows method. Okay, you can provide the file name, and then you can use a skip rows method or a parameter, not method, sorry, parameter, and you can supply the index position 0, 1, 2 skip rows. So I'm telling my data frame or my Panda framework or library that 0, 1 and 2 position record should be skipped while reading, and that's how it is saying skip rows is equal to 0, 1, 2. So while reading, it will skip this 0, 1, 2 position, and it will start reading data from 4th position. And that's how, if you execute that code, you will get the data. And if you don't use, it will fail, right? If you don't use, suppose I don't use because it has crappy data, it will fail because data is not in the same format, right? It will fail. So in order to handle that, you can use skip rows. Now the next one is chunk size. Suppose, in order to do this data science project, sometimes you have very, very big files. The data is available in a very big files, 10 GB file, 20 GB file, depending upon your data set, depending upon the company for which you are working, depending upon the data size they are storing and everything. Suppose there is a CSV file which is having 10 GB of space, it is holding 10 GB of space. It's a very big file. In short, I want to say it's a very big file containing millions of rows, and now you want to read it. But while reading, as you know that whenever you use read underscore CSV method, it will actually take your data into your RAM. Suppose you have 4 GB RAM, right? You have 10 GB of file. Now in a 4 GB of RAM, how can you fit 10 GB of data, right? At one particular shot, you cannot do that, right? So reading operation can also happen chunk wise. Now we have a very important parameter called chunk size. Suppose you have a very big file, 10 GB file, which you have to read in your data frame. Now in order to read that, if suppose your RAM is 4 GB and your file is 10 GB, how can you read that in one shot? Because when you use read underscore CSV method, all your data is loaded into your memory, right? And you have 10 GB of data and just have 4 GB of RAM. You cannot do that. There is a method called parameter called chunk size. You can set that chunk size, and in the chunk it will try to load the complete data. Okay, so maybe in the chunk of 100, it will read data and it will process that data. So in practically we use like 2 lakh size to read maybe 10 GB of data. So 2 lakh size will be read chunk by chunk, and it will be returning. So whatever operation you want to do, right, read the data chunk by chunk, and then perform that operation, and then just dump that data or whatever you want to do that. Okay, that's how. So this chunk size is a very important parameter, I would say, if you have a big file, reading a big file. So in order to demonstrate that, here you can see that I'm reading that data chunk size, and here it will not give you the data in the data frame format. It will give you in the form of iterator, and you have to iterate this particular iterator. So here I'm doing the iteration, and that's how you will get it, the data like this. I am just taking that data frame and I'm iterating it here, and I'm just printing the shape of the data. So this is how the shape you will going to get. Suppose you want to see the data, you can just see the data also. Yeah, this is how you will see the data, complete data. Okay, this is your complete data. So let me, okay, if you read that data, if you print that, you will get this data. So this is your chunk size parameter. I hope you understood all the parameters. So this is not the complete list. There are so many parameters available in the data frame. This is just few of them which are most frequently used in our projects. and that's why I just wanted to show you all. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you like the video. If you like my video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel as I mentioned, and share with your friends. And if you have any comment, put down your comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply those comments. Thanks for watching again. Bye.